What if I told you the origins of artificial intelligence don't start in Silicon Valley? They don't start with Alan Turing, and they definitely don't start with computers at all. They start in a candle-lit room in 19th century England with a woman who looked at gears, brass, and steam, and somehow saw the future of machine intelligence. A woman whose mind was so far ahead of her time, we're only now catching up. This is the story the world hid from you. The year is 1840. England is exploding with new inventions: railways, steam engines, telegraphs. It's a century racing toward modernity, but it's still completely blind to the idea of true computation. And right in the middle of it all stands Ada Lovelace. Not the poetic child we met in our last episode, but a woman now in her 20s, sharper, bolder, and hungrier for knowledge. Letters are flying across London between her and the brilliant inventor Charles Babbage, each one a battlefield of ideas. We see diagrams, equations, mechanical sketches. Ada is filling entire pages with thoughts that leap years, even decades, ahead of her time. Babbage is brilliant but chaotic, a storm of genius without clear direction. Ada, on the other hand, is precise, focused, and strangely calm, as if her mind is guiding something the world has not yet built. Babbage sees machines. Ada sees souls inside those machines. He famously calls her the enchantress of numbers. He doesn't know it yet, but she is about to change the fate of computing forever. One evening, Babbage invites Ada back to his workshop. But this time it's different. Blueprints cover the walls. A massive iron frame stretches across the room. There are gears, rods, columns, and towering cylinders filled with holes. Ada steps closer. This is not the difference engine. This is something else. This feels alive. Babbage begins to speak, but Ada isn't listening. Her eyes are scanning the machine, following the pathways of the gears, watching the patterns move in her imagination. This is the Analytical Engine, a machine with memory. A machine that can follow instructions. A machine that can repeat tasks, loop through decisions, and even modify its own path. It's structured like a modern computer, but it exists before electricity was even harnessed for such things. Other scientists see a giant, complex calculator. Ada sees something else entirely, something terrifying and something magnificent. She sees a machine that can manipulate symbols. And if it can manipulate symbols, it can do more than just calculate numbers. It can create. It can create music, art, patterns, logic, thought. In a moment of breathtaking clarity, Ada whispers to herself, "This machine could think." A few years later, in 1843, Ada is asked to translate a French paper describing the Analytical Engine. It seems like a routine task, a simple translation. But Ada has never done simple in her life. She begins writing notes to accompany the translation. But these aren't just footnotes. They are entire essays. Her handwriting accelerates. The pages fill up. Soon, entire notebooks are overflowing with her insights. She is designing something the world has never seen before, a blueprint for programming. Her notes become longer than the original paper she was translating. They are more complex, more visionary. And hidden deep inside one of these essays, in what's known as Note G, lies the moment that rewrites technological history. It is the world's first algorithm, a set of step-by-step instructions for the Analytical Engine to generate a sequence of complex numbers, the Bernoulli numbers. This was an operation so advanced that no other mind of her time could even conceptualize it, let alone write the instructions for a machine to perform it. Ada has just created the world's first computer program, before computers, before electricity, before humanity even knew what software was. She doesn't just explain how the machine calculates. She explains how the machine thinks. And then, she predicts something so radical, so mind-bending for her era, that modern scientists still quote it today. She wrote, "The Analytical Engine might compose elaborate and scientific pieces of music." In 1843, Ada Lovelace predicted AI-generated art, But the world was not ready. Her revolutionary ideas were ridiculed, dismissed, and called fantasy. Editors downplayed her work, academics ignored her, and because she was a woman in a man's world, her groundbreaking notes vanished into dusty archives for nearly a century. Ada kept fighting. She kept writing, kept pushing the boundaries of math and logic, but her health began to decline. Doctors misunderstood her ailments, and society mocked her powerful intellect. Babbage, her collaborator, grew distant, and the engine, her beautiful thinking machine, remained unbuilt. In 1852, at just 36 years old, Ada Lovelace died, never knowing that she had just laid the foundations for the entire digital world. Nearly 100 years later, in the dawn of the computer age, scientists rediscovered Ada's notes, and they froze. Everything she wrote had come true. Computers, programming, algorithms, symbol manipulation, digital art, machine intelligence. Ada didn't just predict the future, she defined it. She is not a footnote in Babbage's story. She is the beginning, the first programmer, the first theorist of artificial intelligence, the mother of modern computing. Ada Lovelace didn't live to see her vision come to life. But every line of code we write, every algorithm that runs, every AI model that thinks, each carries a spark of her incredible imagination. In our next episode, we're going even deeper. We'll explore Ada's hidden letters, her lost theories, and the mysterious final project she never finished, a project some historians now believe could have changed the course of computer science forever. Subscribe, share this story, and prepare for the next chapter. The legend of Ada Lovelace is only just beginning.